Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the amazing, centuries-long story of artificial intelligence. We're talking from ancient myths all the way to the phone in your pocket. And we're going to get to the heart of the big question. What does it really mean to create a thinking machine? Pretty much everything we're going to talk about today really comes down to this one single question. It was asked way back in 1950 by the genius mathematician Alan Turing. And it was the spark that took a bunch of scattered ideas and dreams and turned them into a real, focused, scientific quest. But here's the thing. To find where this idea really started, you have to look way past the first computers. We need to go back not decades, but thousands of years, back to our myths and our oldest stories. That's where the dream of artificial life actually began. All right, so let's jump into this first chapter. This is where we'll see how long before AI was ever a science, it was just pure imagination. It was this deep human desire to create life out of, stuff that wasn't alive. So for centuries, we've just been dreaming of bringing machines to life. And this timeline, it's just fascinating. You've got a steam-powered bird in ancient Greece, and then fast forward to the Islamic Golden Age, and there's this incredible mechanical peacock that could literally serve drinks to people. These were amazing feats of engineering, right? But it was Alan Turing who finally came along and gave us a real, solid way to test the idea of machine intelligence itself. And this, Bletchley Park. This is where the fantasy really starts to become a reality. Inside these secret workshops during World War II, brilliant people like Alan Turing weren't just breaking enemy codes. They were building the very first machines that were actually designed to reason. They were laying the foundation for everything, and I mean everything, that would come next. Okay, so you read this quote and you might think, wait, was he dismissing the whole idea? But he was actually doing the complete opposite. See, Turing knew that the word thinking was just too fuzzy, too vague. So he totally reframed the whole debate with this brilliant practical challenge he called the imitation game. And today we know it as the Turing test. And the idea behind it was just beautiful in its simplicity. You've got a human judge, right? And they're having a text conversation with two others that they can't see. One is a human, the other is a machine. Now, if the judge can't reliably figure out which is which, well, the machine is said to have passed the test. This wasn't just a tech challenge. It was like a philosophical bomb. It totally sidestepped that impossible question of what is consciousness and instead asked, hey, if something acts intelligent, isn't that good enough? And this slide, right here, this is the moment that dream officially becomes a scientific field. It's 1956, a small group of absolute visionaries get together at Dartmouth College and they give their quest a name, artificial intelligence. And right there, they created the first real AI program, one that could actually prove mathematical theorems. The game was on. And, as these early pioneers were building the first computers, they ran into some literal bugs. I'm not kidding. The legendary programmer Grace Hopper actually found a moth trapped in a circuit, and that's where we get the term debugging a computer. So from these kind of humble and, let's be honest, pretty funny beginnings, the next big leap was going to be giving these new digital brains a physical body. Okay, so now we're jumping forward to the 1970s and beyond. AI is no longer just this mind stuck in a box. It's learning how to move, how to work in our world, and even how to explore worlds that are way, way beyond our own. All of a sudden, factories started humming with this new kind of life. You had these tireless, super precise, powerful robotic arms from companies like Unimation and Japan's Fanuc, and they just started revolutionizing manufacturing. They were building everything from cars to electronics with a speed and accuracy that was just superhuman. And as these robots started showing up in the real world, our collective imagination just ran wild. On the one hand, you've got Star Wars giving us R2-D2, right? That's the dream of a loyal, super smart companion. But then on the other hand, you get the Terminator, which taps into our deepest fears about what happens if these machines get too powerful for us to handle. So the crucial thing to get here is that this wasn't just about a computer winning a game. When IBM's Deep Blue, and get this, it was analyzing a mind-boggling 200 million moves every single second. When it beat the world chess champion Garry Kasparov, it sent shockwaves around the globe. For so many people, this was it. This was the proof that a machine could actually out-strategize the best human mind. It even changed how people played chess, because now players were learning from the computer's totally alien-like tactics. And just think about this for a second. In the exact same year that Deep Blue was conquering the chessboard, Another robot, NASA's Sojourner, was literally rolling across the surface of Mars, sending back pictures from another planet. The reach of AI was just exploding in every direction you could imagine.
Okay, for our next chapter, AI goes through another incredible change. It shrinks down from these giant factory arms and room-sized supercomputers into the devices we carry around with us and use every single day.
You can really see this era unfolding in a few clear steps. First, we started talking to our tech, with assistants like Siri. Then came the big breakthroughs in what's called deep learning. It's a technique that's kind of inspired by the human brain, and it allowed AI to learn from these huge amounts of data. And that led us to the final step we're in now, AI becoming a creative partner that literally anyone can use to write stuff, to code, or even to create art.
Now, this chart, this shows you the fuel for this whole smart revolution. It's almost hard to believe, but something like 90% of all the data in the world was created in just the last decade or so. This unimaginable mountain of information, that's what modern AI learns from. So building on what Deep Blue did, DeepMind's AlphaGo took on the super complex ancient game of Go. But here's the thing, it didn't just win. It made moves that were so bizarre, so creative, that human masters had never even thought of them. It changed how we understood the game forever. It really showed us a totally new kind of machine intelligence. And that brings us right up to today and into the future. Because now, the biggest questions aren't really about what AI can do, but what it should do. It's a huge shift from just capability to responsibility. We're at this amazing point where we can aim this incredible technology at our biggest problems. AI is helping doctors find diseases earlier than ever before. Scientists are using tools like DeepMind's AlphaFold to figure out the very building blocks of life to help cure diseases. It's even helping us protect the planet and explore the cosmos. And, of course, as the tech changes, our jobs are going to change too. Just like some jobs from the past are gone, we're seeing these brand new professions pop up. I mean, think about being an AI ethicist, someone whose whole job is to make sure these powerful systems are safe and fair. Or a data guardian, focused on protecting all our digital information in this new AI-driven world. And these new jobs are popping up because we're facing these really tough legal and ethical questions that aren't science fiction anymore. They are real and they are urgent. I mean, if an AI creates a piece of art, who owns the copyright? If an AI gives you medical advice and it's wrong, who's responsible? We have to figure this stuff out, and we have to do it now. And that's really the key takeaway here. This story isn't over, not by a long shot. The future of this powerful, world-changing technology, it's still being written. And you, me, all of us, we're the ones holding the pen. So, from an ancient, steam-powered bird to a creative artist that fits in your pocket, what a journey it's been, right? We've pretty much answered Turing's original question. Yes, machines can show intelligent behavior. But now we face a much, much harder question. And this is the defining challenge of our time. How we answer it is going to shape the future of humanity itself.